Welcome to the College Investor Audio Show, where we talk about the biggest issues impacting millennial money, from student loan debt to side hustles to building wealth. We will show you how to get out of debt so that you can build real wealth for the future.
Hello, welcome to the College Investor Audio Show. So glad you're joining us today as we talk about the best investments for deflationary periods. Let's get to it. The U.S. has experienced more periods of inflation than deflation. The last big period of deflation occurred during the Great Depression. There was another smaller period during the Great Financial Crisis. Both coincided with a recession. During a recession, people lose their jobs, demand drops, and with it, prices. But for those who are able to hang on to their jobs and have investments, what should they look at for some of the best investments during a deflationary period? First of all, what is deflation? Whereas inflation is an increase in prices, deflation, of course, is a decrease in prices. Deflation usually occurs during a recession. As layoffs begin, demand starts dropping, resulting in companies lowering prices in an attempt to attract customers. However, customers don't have jobs and thus can't really buy like they used to. This scenario can create a downward spiral. As companies lower prices, their profit margins compress. This leads to the need to reduce cost, which leads to more layoffs. But more layoffs further decreases demand, fueling the cycle. For many, deflation can be a period of conservation and even survival. But for some, they are able to maintain their investments and continue without a decrease in their lifestyle. Deflationary investments. Deflation may sound like a great time for investors because prices are falling. The problem is that prices can keep falling. Rather than chasing prices lower, it may be better to look at investments that may maintain their value or at least not drop as fast. Some investments that tend to remain durable during deflationary periods include investment-grade bonds, defensive stocks such as consumer goods and utilities, dividend-paying stocks. Investment-grade bonds include treasuries and those of high-quality blue-chip companies. These types of bonds work well during a deflationary environment because of the quality of the entity behind them. The government isn't going broke, which means investors can have confidence that they'll continue to receive regular payments and eventually their principal. It's the same with high-quality companies. These companies have been around for a long time, have great management and solid balance sheets. Their products are in demand. It's unlikely these companies will go out of business, even during a recession. Defensive stocks are those of companies that sell products or services that people need. Things like toilet paper, food, and electricity. No matter what the economic conditions are, people will always need these goods and services. Dividend-paying stocks remain in demand during a recession because of their income. While the stock price may decline, investors can count on dividends. Investors should focus on high-quality dividend-paying companies. Investments aren't the only way to make it through a deflationary event, though. People who can't invest can make things a little easier on themselves by being aware of a few important points. Let's talk about those now and defending against deflation. So if one considers cash an investment, holding cash should rank high on the list during a deflationary period. This is because cash will have more buying power as prices drop. Deflation is a contraction of the money supply and credit. That increases the dollar's value. For anyone who has tried to get a loan during a recession, they know it's very difficult. As mentioned before, deflation contracts credit, making cash reserves all the more important. Holding liquid assets is also important since investors can easily convert them into cash. However, because of deflation, even liquid assets will lose value. But unlike illiquid assets such as real estate, cars, and collectibles, liquid assets can be a source of cash during an emergency. Reducing debt is a great deflationary strategy. Although we'd say reducing debt is always a great strategy no matter what the economic environment is. But especially during a deflationary environment, debt does not decrease in value. And dollars don't drop in value either. However, consider if someone loses their job and has to go on unemployment. Their income will be much lower while their debt burden remains the same. For many, A recession means pulling in the reins and battening down the hatches. For others, it can be life as usual. And if you are one of those who have investments during a deflationary period, knowing what works and what doesn't can be the difference between maintaining stability across investments versus watching them crash. That is our show for today. A short one, but hopefully very informative and helpful for you. If you found it helpful, you want to help somebody else too, please feel free to share this podcast with them and subscribe as well. Oh, and you can find so many more investing strategies, so much going on at thecollegeinvestor.com. Thanks again for stopping by today, and we will talk to you again real soon.